Okay, so the aftermath of the explosion, as we can see. So basically, the allegation is that just out of view here is a load of people dying, perhaps, of a bomb blast. We can't see them. So him over here with something strange on his head is clearly filming it all with his camera phone. This guy over here's got his hands in his pockets. Yeah, hands in pockets, sort of. Okay, so over here, what's going on? Hands in pockets. Um, so yeah, not convincing. I just want you to notice this sign here, the here. Um, well, it's just been bugging me because I know it's fake. I can just tell it's fake. I mean, you know, there's so many inconsistencies. But yeah, they fake the bomb blasts like they sometimes do. I just don't believe it's uh, it's it's telling the truth. So international terrorism strikes again. A USA Today with 5.7 thousand views. I mean, global news, of course, but Operation Gladio B, they, they arrested a woman for sitting on a park bench for 46 minutes before the explosion and then leaving after the explosion, as you would. That was, suspicious. Well, how about a guy walking along with a camera on a on a selfie stick, holding it up in the air, filming just before the explosion for no apparent reason? Just, people walking down the street, their backs, not even their fronts. Yeah, isn't that, shouldn't they be arresting this guy with the camera right here and questioning him? see if he had foreknowledge? I think so. Okay. Yeah. I just had a flash come up on my phone. The ISS is about to do something spectacular. It's going to fire some rockets or something. So the streaming is temporarily offline because, of course, you can build space stations and get into space, but you cannot have a consistent internet connection. Even though the communication from the moon to the Earth was instant. Yeah, it's on my Apollo 17 EVA video, the full uncut version, where 40 degrees. What? 40? 40? Okay, yeah. Instant communication. 40 degrees on the moon. About the same as in the desert in Arizona, probably at the at the time. He probably wasn't lying. It probably was 40 degrees. Okay, so as you can see, uh, this is a hoax. If you don't know, the thing that really crunched it is all of the data simulations. Sorry, all of the data analysis from the atmosphere around, not the atmosphere, but the the tests that they're doing in space are simulated on Earth for the ISS. Yeah, they simulate. Yeah, they just give us the simulated data, um, and hope no one notices it's not actually the real data from the ISS because there is no ISS. Yeah, it's a hoax. Now, talking of hoaxes, we've got a major event in Turkey. As soon as it came up, I thought, oh no, how depressing. They're still at it. Pretty much instantly, I could see that it was a staged event. The same old photos, of people running towards a camera on mobile phones and, same expressions, the same formula. It's NATO Gladio B. Unfortunately, the reason this is happening in Turkey is because Turkey is a member of NATO. And unfortunately, we are living in some sort of a simulation whereby some people are supposed to obviously know this or have worked this out and surely are supposed to try and stop it. Yeah, I have no power of arrest. I can't go and arrest these people. Um, but I can at least ask them to stop. which is what I'm doing. NATO Gladio B is where they go around pretending mainly to be ISIS, and basically all terrorism is done by the government. Unfortunately, we discovered, or governments. Yeah, we've got no actual evidence of any real terrorism that was not a false flag done by a government. That's just, unfortunately, apparently one of their tools, one of their fake myths that they've created in this world. I think the Israelis created it, and the Israelis exported it to all of the, what do they call them, intelligence services or something, I don't know, some government agencies all over the world. That's so, and they boast. Then they write books, like ex-Mossad people retire, and they write books boasting that they're responsible for training all of this. So basically, it's all sort of as far as I can gather, it sort of started in Israel around the 1948 war, 47, 48. They were doing a lot of psyops, the Israelis, and these were presented to the Christian Zionist West as, miracles. For example, there'd be stories of, I don't know, they'd set some barrel on fire and roll it down a hill, and it would cause some sort of mirage or something. All the Arabs started screaming, thinking that Allah had returned in great wrath or something. I don't know. Just some nonsense. Basically, all of these stories are attempts to fulfill the literal sense of the Bible prophecies, which talk about, for example, that Israel's enemies will flee, screaming like women. But this is actually talking about, really, it's talking about, people like me in debates. I was on a debate in Peter Hitchens forum, and, everybody was completely confused and bewitched, not bewitched, but they were all running hither and thither and getting in a mess because I'd created this mass panic. This is what it's talking about, actually. It's talking about spiritual warfare. And, if you are Israel, you will confound your enemies in debate. Okay, so it's nothing to do with actual, literal Zionist wars, but that's how they try and fulfill it literally. And so that's what's going on. And like I say, this Turkey thing, should we have a look? And the Russian nonsense continues, of course, in Ukraine. I'll try my best to ignore it completely. It's, headed by an actor. Did he cry today? As actors, all good actors should. But, so just analysing some of the footage, again, the war footage, there are dead bodies, but again, you cannot trust dead bodies because it was really in the Hezbollah-Israel war, we saw them emptying morgues of people that have died from various reasons, just because people die, and then dressing them up in military uniform and saying, look, what the what the so-and-sos have done, one side or the other. So this is, unfortunately, unreliable. Pictures of dead people do die, even young people, in uniform is not proof of war. We need to see some actual evidence of battles in progress. Now, there's very few. I mean, there are. I'm not denying there's things going on, but so much is faked. So much is faked that people don't even realise is faked. I've just had enough of it. As far as I'm concerned, it is a it's a script. I mean, it's the poor a cannon fodder as always, but it is a big script. And right at the top, Putin, Zelensky, no Lavrov, no one's assassinated. They're there forever. They're dinosaurs that are there forever. The gangsters in Russia. And the gangsters, the gangsters in Russia, the gangsters in America, the gangsters in Russia, they've allowed through the fraternal, fraternal brotherhood of Freemasonry to basically remain as gangsters forever. I mean, I'm old enough to remember that it was Lavrov who was, you know, the diplomat responsible, allegedly responsible for the peace treaty which stopped the Kosovo war. This is the late 90s. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Putin disappears for a few years while you know, his sidekick takes over, and he's back again. It's yeah.